Hey, it's John and Mike, brewed-news.com, and if you remember back in January, we took a couple of chips out of the old jar of destiny. We had 2 more styles to brew. Do you not remember that? Nah, neither did I. But here we are in March, and my beer is ready. This is the BJCP style 25C Belgian Golden Strong Ale. And I can tell you all about it if you'd like to have some.
Let me hear it.
Yeah, don't drink that too fast. So this is a strong style, and if you know the brand Duvel, there is a reason why that's called Devil, because I think it's a little deceptive in its strength and its taste. But I'll tell you about my recipe after a bunch of research. The water that I use is spring water. I didn't do any kind of salts or any kind of water chemistry to it. The grains, very simple, 100% of the grain bill. For a 5-gallon batch, it was 11 pounds or 5 kilograms of Dingemans Pilsner malt, Belgian Pilsner malt. For hops, we're going with Saaz 1 Edition. We did a 75-minute boil, so it was in there for the whole time at 4.5% alpha acids. Adjuncts, 3 pounds of table sugar.
3 pounds.
1.4 kilograms, you bet. Put that in the last 15 minutes of the boil. Yeast, we took 2 packets of Y yeast, 1388 Belgian Strong Ale yeast, and added that to the wort when it was at fermentation temperatures. For procedures, I mashed this at 150 degrees Fahrenheit, 66 degrees Celsius for 90 minutes. Boiled, like I said, for 75 minutes. Fermented at 2 weeks. We started low and slow. So started at 62 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 17 degrees Celsius, and then slowly raised temperatures until we hit 82 degrees Fahrenheit, wow. 28 degrees Celsius. Trying to get every single point I could get off of this. After it was fully fermented, cold conditioned for 2 weeks. That's at 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius. Added a teaspoon of gelatin to 180 milliliters of water and let it bloom. Heat it to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Added it in, cleared it out. And then I bottled with 7 ounces, 200 grams of corn sugar, and added the Brew CBC 1 yeast. That's the cask conditioned yeast to make sure I got some good carbonation off it. Stored the bottles in the upstairs bedroom, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius for 2 weeks. The original gravity on this was 1074, finished off at 1009 for an ABV of 8.53%.
Oh.
So, not too bad. So, all in all, I think that I was happy with all of the technical procedures I had to follow to get this through. What are your impressions?
Well, it's gorgeous. I mean, it is crystal clear, which speaks to that gelatinization process and that you're using that bottling yeast to help you out. I mean, it's effervescing beautifully. The foam is white, like stark white, and plentiful, and rocky foam, as they would say. The aroma is subtly phenolic, but there's that classic Belgian Golden Strong. There's a bit of that apple, almost pear-like ester quality with the phenolics, and then the flavor follows through the same thing. The Pilsner malt's super soft, but it's a lot more than of just that beautiful pear, apple, ester with a peppery phenolic, a little bit spicy on the back end, and it finishes super dry. It's super clean, super dry. Oh my God, I can't get over. You've been lamenting this one, but this is freaking perfect.
I'm very happy how this turned out. It was just a struggle because I was just I'm going to mess this up. It's because the fermentation, I had to use a heat element to get it up. I was moving it from room to room in my house because this was the dead of winter. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So even ambient temperatures in my house weren't helping things. Yeah. So I had to keep going up as heat was rising. Yeah. So, and then I think that for anything like this, especially because I did do some clarification, knowing that I would need to bring in as much of the corn sugar as I could to get it to like 3.5 to like
Yeah.
4 volumes of CO2.
Yeah. If
That-
you don't have a keg system that's got separate regulators, bottling it is the way to go. And being a Belgian style, in my opinion, bottle conditioning it is the way to go.
That's traditionally the way it goes, right?
I still attest that bottle conditioned beer is better than homebrew keg beer any day. But and especially in this style, it's necessary. It works good here.
And I was just reading up on the Duvel website as much as they were presenting out there. This, again, is very young. Even on the bottles,
Yeah.
they say that after the re-fermentation happens, those 2 weeks, they throw it into a chill chest for 6 weeks. At least that's what they're saying commercially, before they release it. So this will need to store, for another month and a half.
I would adjust that to say this will store for another month and a half, but it does not need to store for
Got
another
it.
half.
All right.
I think you've hit it, and it's glorious right here, right now. It hits all the flavors that I expect out of a Belgian Golden Strong. Everything I've ever read about it, and the few that I've really sampled in the commercial space, this is pretty much a spot-on homebrew example of Belgian Golden Strong.
I've been tasting this next to Duvel. Unfortunately, even if you go to a craft beer store, you don't know how long that bottle's been on the shelf. I can tell you that Duvel is less intense in its flavor. It's just smoother out. Again, I think there's an age on it too. So I just wonder if, cold conditioning this for another month and a half, if that's, the effect it'll have. I'm really happy about, like the pear.
Yeah.
The pear taste and
when
aroma
I
in there.
first sniffed it, I was like, I didn't even need to taste it. I said, this is it, spot on.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's spot on.
All right. Well,
Holy cow. Shut down Jar of Destiny. It's over. It's over.
It's over. Yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. I think I said everything in like the
Cheers.
preparation. Cheers. No, don't want to cut off the video. Just said, hold on. Don't fade to black. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think really the big, for me, the big challenge was the fermentation. Again, I probably could have gone with 3 packets of Y yeast.
You're modest. You're being too
I
modest.
thought that,
you nailed it.
I was
You
trying
nailed it. You nailed it.
hit it. Anyway, well, we'll see. I'll throw it in the competition. We'll see. Oh, I also bought, I forgot. These just went on to Northern Brewer and I got the actual Belgian grade bottles.
Stronger bottles.
Geez. You want to use a bench capper with that? I broke a couple.
That one is not good enough?
Just telling you. I broke a couple. Not because I was super strong or anything like that. Just like you go on a wrong angle and all of a sudden
Yeah, because it has that extra crown there.
Yeah.
It's hard to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that lip. And if you hit it wrong, suddenly you hear a crunch and you're like, well, that's another beer bottle I'm not saving. That's for sure. All right, that's all. Hopefully you've had success brewing this beer. This is one that
This is it.
I don't think I've ever would say yes, I need to brew it. Especially like it was ready for St. Patrick's Day. I'm like, well, I guess I'll drink this traditional pint for good old St. Patty's Day. But I'm glad the jar picked me to brew this for us.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
You've crushed it.
All right. Any tips or any thoughts you have on this style, if you've brewed it, love to hear about it just because it's opened my eyes. I'll have to say that. Thank you, Jar. And thank you for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We do this kind of thing every single week. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Whew. Brew on.
Cheers.